Good day, everyone. Welcome to our costing and pricing module. At the end of the session, you will learn the following: pricing issues, common pricing strategies, basic types of costs, identifying cost, costing and pricing, and break-even sales. Let's start. Let's start with the pricing issues. What are the pros and cons of underpricing and what are the pros and cons of overpricing? Kung underprice ang iyong product, ano ang mangyayari? Ang mangyayari ay, isa sa advantage is that maraming customer ang pupunta sa'yo kasi nga mababa ang presyo mo. So, mataas ang sales mo. However, kung underprice ka, kahit marami ang sales mo, ay maaring magkaroon ka pa rin ng losses. Kasi nga, wala kang profit. Dahil nga, underprice ka. Okay? Another thing na pwede mag-sacrifice ay yung quality ng iyong product. Okay? And another thing is yung compensation mo doon sa gumagawa ng iyong products. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo sila nababayaran ng tama. Now, ano yung advantages and disadvantages ng overpricing? Kapag masyadong mataas ang iyong presyo, of course, medyo mataas ang iyong income. Mas mataas than usual. However, kapag mataas naman ang iyong presyo, mas konting customer naman ang lalapit sa iyo kasi nga mataas ang presyo mo. And another thing, baka yung item na sinisell mo ay controlled. Ibig sabihin, may ceiling or may specific price na sinet ang government na hanggang doong presyo lang ang pwede mong ibigay. Or else, magkakaroon ka ng legal issues with the government. Okay? Now, another issue are the factors that affects pricing. The first one is the cost. Magkano ba ang iyong puhunan? Kasi depende sa puhunan ang iyong magiging presyo. Yung puhunan and idadagdag mo yung iyong operational cost, tsaka ka magpa-price. Another is your marketing strategy. Gagamit ka ba ng radio? Gagamit ka ba ng TV? Gagamit ka ba ng social media? Gagamit ka ba ng brochure or poster? Dahil yung mga cost nun ay iyong i-add din sa product cost bago ka mag-price. The next one is yung tinatawag nating controlled prices. Hindi ka pwedeng basta-basta magpresyo, lalo na sa mga product na controlled ng government. May ceiling kasi yon. Hindi mo pwedeng itaas yon than their suggested retail price. The last one is the market condition. Sino ba ang iyong competitor? Magkano ba ang presyo nila? Sino ba ang iyong market? Ano ba ang acceptable price para sa iyong market? Maybe you're asking, is there an ideal pricing or costing for small business? Actually, there are no exact rules or ideal method of setting a price. But entrepreneurs can set a price or reasonable price for their product and services. Okay. Now, let's talk about the importance of correct pricing. The importance of correct pricing is that the price that you set for your goods or services is the key for your business to earn or succeed. Pricing will either make an income or experience loss. So, maaring magka-income kayo or magka-loss, depende yan sa price na gagawin ninyo para sa inyong product or services. To continue, let's talk about the common pricing strategies. The common pricing strategies are, the first is based on cost. Pepresyohan ko tong item, depende kung paano mo kinuha or paano mo ginawa or how much ba ang inyong nagastos para ito ay masell. Kasama yung cost ng item plus yung operational cost na tinatawag. So, nakabase sa cost ng iyong pricing. Now, another is based on value. Ano ibig sabihin ng based on value? Anong klaseng service ang iyong ibinigay? Is your service better than the competitor service? So, yung professional ba ang kinuha mo, mas mataas ang sweldo, kaya mas maganda ang service niya, and then you have to add that cost to your product, yung compensation niya. And another is based on the competition. Magpipresyo ka, depende rin sa iyong competitor. Ano ba ang gagawin mo? Lower than your competitor para makuha mo yung market, o higher than the competitor because your product is better than your competitor's price. The last one is based on your market. Ano ba yung kaya ng iyong market? Ano bang class siya? A ba siya? B ba siya? Or C? Kung class A, usually class A, ibig sabihin nun, mas mataas ang iyong presyo. And then kung class C, mas mababa ang iyong presyo. So, depende sa iyong target market. Kasi kung class A tas sobrang mura, baka iisipin nila na hindi maganda ang quality mo kasi sobrang mura eh. So, probably they will ask for something or product na sa palagay nila ay tama lang ang presyo based on their status. Meaning, the cost of running your business will greatly affect the price that you will charge to your customers. Now, before we discuss further, ay pag-usapan naman natin ngayon ang income statement. Let's review the income statement and how an income statement look like. Sa income statement, may makikita tayong sales. Ibig sabihin ng sales, ito yung ating benta. Let's say, income statement for the month. Benta for the whole month. And less cost of sales. Ano naman yung cost of sales? Ang cost of sales, ito yung pagkabili nyo dun sa item na binenta ninyo. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung puhunan ninyo. Or kung kayo ang gumagawa, ano yung cost ng materyales na ginamit ninyo plus yung direct labor. Yan ang cost of sales. Sales less cost of sales is your gross profit. Now, sa gross profit, less operating expenses. Ibabawas nyo doon yung iba pang gastos ninyo sa pagbebenta ng inyong product. And sa dulo ng income statement ay yung tinatawag nating net income or loss. Doon yung malalaman ngayon kung meron kayong kinita or nalugi kayo. To continue, let's talk about the basic types of cost. The fixed cost. The fixed cost is not affected by your production or sales. Ibig sabihin lang nito, kahit ilan ang inyong i-produce or ilan man ang inyong mabenta, hindi apektado ang cost na to. Ang halimbawa nito ay ang rent, depreciation, lease cost, loan repayments, and insurance. Now, another type of cost is what we call as the variable cost. It varies or fluctuates depending on your production or sales. Ang halimbawa nito ay yung mga stocks, raw materials, and direct labor. Another basic type of cost is the semi-variable cost. It varies depending on the business activity but not in direct proportion. Halimbawa ay yung telephone bill. Merong fixed monthly rent. However, meron ding charge per call. Yun yung variable cost ng telephone bill. Now, let's proceed to identifying cost. The direct cost and the indirect cost. The direct cost is directly related to goods that you produce or services that you provided. And under the direct cost, it is composed of the direct materials and direct labor. For example, are the cost of your stocks, the raw materials, and labor. The indirect costs are not directly related to goods sold or you produce or services that you provided. For example, are the administrative costs, advertising costs, and interest expense. Now, let's look at the illustration of income statement. Kung makikita niyo sa illustration, sales less cost of sales is gross profit, less operating expenses is net income or loss. Doon sa cost of sales, nandun usually yung direct and variable cost. Ito yung direct materials, direct labor, and cost of goods. Doon naman sa operating expenses, usually nandun yung indirect and fixed cost, tulad ng administrative cost, advertising cost, interest expense, and others. However, there are some exceptions, tulad ng rent for production plant. It is fixed and direct costs, dahil ito nga ay nagamit sa cost of sales. Another is the equipment maintenance, dahil ito naman ay variable and indirect costs at nakalagay sa operating expenses. Now, let's review the income statement. Under the cost of sales, pwedeng direct cost na fixed and variable cost. Sa operating expenses, pwedeng indirect cost, fixed, variable cost, and semi-variable cost. Let's have another example of income statement. Now with MCBR Enterprises. Income statement for the month ending November 30, 2021. Sales, 500 pieces of goods at 500 each, 250,000. Less cost of sales, 500 pieces of goods at 250 each, 125,000. Gross profit is 125,000. Less operating expenses, salaries and wages, 40,000. Rent, 4,500. Office supplies, 2,000. Water and electricity, 1,000. Communications, 1,000. Advertising and marketing, 1,000. Transportation, 2,000. Miscellaneous is 2,000. So the total operating expenses is 53,500. And the net income is 71,500. Now, let's compute the total cost. Ang total cost ay binubuo ng cost of goods sold and operating expenses. And ang cost of goods sold naman ay binubuo ng direct materials and direct labor. Ang operating expenses ay ang transportation cost, communication cost, utilities, indirect labor, advertising cost, and others. Now, gawin natin or i-compute natin ang total cost ng MCBR Enterprises. Para sa direct labor and direct materials or cost of goods sold ay 250 pesos. Given na yan, no? Nakasulat yan doon sa income statement. Now, para naman sa transportation cost, communication cost, utilities, indirect labor, and office supplies, that is the operating expenses. Paano i-compute? Yung total na 53,500 ng operating expenses ay i-divide sa 500 pieces of goods. Ang lalabas dyan ay 107 pesos. Pag inad ang 250 pesos at 107 pesos, ang lalabas na total cost ay 357 pesos. Now, to compute the dealer's price and suggested retail price. For the dealer's price, 357 pesos at 10% markup. All you have to do is 357 pesos divided by 0.9. Where do you get the 0.9? Yun yung 100% minus 10% is 90% or 0.9. And the result will be 396.67. And to round it off, it will be 400 pesos. That will be your dealer's price. Now, to compute the suggested retail price is dealer's price, which is 396.67 at 20% markup. So, ang gagawin nyo is 396.67 pesos divided by 0.8. Now, where do you get the 0.8 or 80%? That is 100% minus 20%. Ang lalabas po dyan ay 80%. So, ang lalabas na amount ay 495.83. At pag yan ay ni-round off, ang ating magiging retail selling price is 500 pesos. Now, to compute the total profit per item, we have to add the profit from dealers and the profit from end consumers. To get the profit from dealers, dealer's price minus total cost, which is 400 minus 357, and that is 43 pesos. To get the profit from end consumers, we have to get the suggested retail price minus the dealer's price. That is 500 pesos minus 400 pesos, and the answer will be 100. 43 pesos plus 100 pesos is 143. That is the total profit per item. Paano nyo malalaman ang inyong break-even sales? Halimbawa, ang inyong suggested retail price is 500 pesos. To get the dealer's price, since na nag-mark up kayo kanina ng 20%, ang gagawin nyo naman ngayon, mark down. So, 500 pesos less 20%. And 20% of 500 pesos is 100. 500 pesos minus 100 is 400 pesos. So, yung 400 pesos, yun naman ang magiging dealer's price. Now, from the dealer's price of 400 pesos, since kanina nag-mark up ng 10%, this time naman, magmo-mark down ng 10% from the dealer's price. Ang 10% ng 400 pesos ay 40 pesos. So, 400 minus 40 pesos is 360 pesos. Meaning, sa 360 pesos na yan, that is your break-even price. Anong ibig sabihin ng break-even price? Break-even price is yung presyo na wala kayong tubo at hindi rin kayo natalo sa presyo. Walang loss at walang income. Now, ano naman ang break-even sales? Ang gagawin lang ay 360 pesos times 500 pieces ng inyong goods or items. The total will be 180,000 pesos. That is your break-even sales. Now, pricing is really crucial. It can make or break your business. Therefore, it is important to make a careful study on your pricing before you start selling. In this session, we discussed the pricing issues, the common pricing strategies, factors that affect prices, basic types of cost, identifying cost, costing and pricing, and break-even sales. I would like to thank you for taking time and participating in costing and pricing lesson. Have a blessed day.